I know 3 things about soccer. 1, it's basically just hockey for countries where snow doesn't happen. 2, being good at it can not only get you a Spice Girl, but the hottest of all Spice Girls. And 3, it translates to video games really well. Far better than some sports, actually. I'm looking at you, pro bass fishing. Electronic Arts is obviously a central player in soccer games as the publisher of the FIFA series, and with this game, they're providing that realistic representation of the sport with a more stylish and fast-paced alternative. One I happen to find even more enjoyable. It's FIFA Street for the PlayStation 3. Released earlier this month, this is the first FIFA Street game in more than 4 years, and basically serves as a reboot to the series, where prior versions took even greater stylistic liberties, with both presentation and gameplay. This reboot streamlines things. Gone are the caricatures of prior games, and in their place are realistic graphics and more realistic gameplay. This makes Street feel more like a companion to the core FIFA series rather than an outright alternative. The 2 games feel more closely related, but Street distinguishes itself in terms of its gameplay. Pitches are smaller, settings are intimate, and plays are flashier, and along with that change in gameplay is a welcome change in control. Because you're doing more one-on-one and less passing, Street emphasizes these fancy ball tricks, pulled off easily with a kind of trick stick. You can deke and juke your opponent simply by holding down a button and moving the analog stick, and if you're good, you can basically just toy with your defenders. But of course your strategy can change depending on where you're playing. The pitches are generally small, but they still vary in size. If you're playing on a larger one, your passes are going to be more effective. But when you're in these small venues, the game's all about making someone your bitch. Yeah, score 1 for the ginger twat. And speaking of which, you can create your own player or play the game with actual soccer stars and teams. There are 16 different tournaments to play, 20 unique street challenges, and lots of multiplayer modes, including an online world tour. The game's a lot of fun alone, but when you're playing with others, it's an absolute joy. FIFA Street isn't nearly arcadey enough to appeal to non-sports fans, but if you like soccer games, and especially if you're looking for something to play with friends, FIFA Street bends it like Beckham. Whatever that means.